Hello again. Today we're going to be doing a gluten-free book review of Elisabeth Hasselbeck's G-Free Diet, with foreword by Dr. Peter Green. I think he would prefer to go by Peter. 282 out of 316 people found this book helpful on Amazon. Just, so we're looking at numbers. There is a great deal of scrutiny kind of surrounding this book. I read it about 3 weeks after getting diagnosed, and I loved it. She's very light in her tone, and just, you can easily connect to what she's saying. It's not like a super dense, medical book that you're having trouble reading. It's just kind of her story and her tips for making your newfound G-free life work to its fullest. I'm not going to say that once I read it, I knew everything I needed to know about being gluten-free. I've learned a lot since, I closed the cover on that book. But I do go back to it a lot for strategies and when I'm researching for the videos and all kinds of stuff. I find myself looking at that book a lot. One review said, Elisabeth Hasselbeck has written a warm, friendly book about the gluten-free diet that's easy to read and packed with useful information. Most, if not all, celiac disease patients and family members are likely to recognize themselves in at least a few of her passages. That was by Nancy Lapid. People take a great deal of issue with her referring to celiac disease as an allergy as opposed to an autoimmune disease. But I think it's just easier. I think a lot of people, too, understand that it's hard to be like, oh, I have an autoimmune disease to gluten. And that just adds a whole nother layer of conversation when you can just say I have a severe allergy to gluten. And the other thing people took issue with was the fact that she had a chapter called G-Free and as Slim as Can Be. And a lot of people feel like being gluten-free actually has been a struggle for them to keep their weight down now that gluten's out of their body, their nutrition is working correctly, and people are absorbing what they need to be absorbing. So a lot of times people's weight will actually go up. But then again, there are people who go G-Free and lose a ton of weight. So it's kind of to each individual. But those are the most scrutiny she got. But other than that, I think most people think it was a warm, inviting, interesting, well-researched book. And I totally enjoyed it. And I think that if, you're looking for a good book, I would totally recommend going out and reading Elisabeth's book. So thanks so much for watching. And as always, it's from have not to have in gluten-free dining. Have a good night, morning, evening, wherever you are in the world. Thanks.